Hey everyone, Shu and Kashi here at Astro Island. Today I want to show you a new tool in Siril that does noise reduction in a very smart, very honest way. It's called Veralux Silentium. And the big difference is this, it's not AI. It reduces noise during the early linear stage using real math to protect your stars and faint details. In this video, I'll show you where to use it, why the default settings already work great, and the one simple slider you maybe should adjust first to get clean, natural looking results. Let's get started. Okay, so we're on the computer now and we're ready to begin using Veralux Silentium. And as I would have mentioned in the introduction, it works best with non-linear images, meaning the image has not been stretched. So as you can see here, my image is readily available. It's not been stretched. It's in its linear stage, as you can see down below here. So of course, in order to see what we're doing and to just get a visual representation, we go to linear and select auto stretch. Right, so of course the image will look green in my instance because I've been using a one-shot color, and of course in one-shot color it's RGB, so it is more green than blue. So we go through the usual workflow process before now we reach to using Veralux Silentium and begin denoising this image. So what I usually like to do is first to unlink the channel so I can see exactly what the image is. And this is the Rosette Nebula captured a few nights ago, and this is just maybe about 4 or 5 hours, and I chose this one intentionally because 4 or 5 hours of data versus images that I usually like to capture, which is approximately 15 to 20 hours, would have much more noise versus one with higher image integration time. So we're going to use this one so we can see a lot more noise in the image. And the first thing that I like to do is, of course, crop the image for any stacking artifacts. So we just basically highlight it, right click, crop, and select crop. Right, so the image has been cropped. The next thing that I like to do is to remove any background gradients. So the one that I like to use, I go to scripts, Python scripts, processing, and automatic background extraction. Just for today's video, I'm going to keep everything at the defaults, but usually you can make whatever adjustments that you want. So we just click on process. We're going to let that run, and any of the gradients from the background is going to be removed very shortly. Okay, great. The gradients from the background have been removed, and the next thing that we want to do is first we need to plate solve the image since we cropped, and then afterwards we're gonna do SPCC. So of course first we go to Tools, Astrometry, Image Plate Solver. With Image Solver open, we type in the name of the nebula. In this case it's NGC 2237. We click on Find, and it should come up. I am going to leave the setting at default because these are the settings for my particular telescope. We're going to use the Gaia DR3 catalog for plate solving, and we just basically click on OK. Again, everything more or less remains at default. So we click OK, and the image is now going to be plate solved. Right, so then next we're going to do SPCC. We go to Image Processing, Color Calibration, and Spectral Photometric Color Calibration. Right, again you're going to apply the settings that relate to your particular rig or your equipment. In my instance, it's a one-shot color camera, the Sony IMX294, and I use the Optolong L Ultimate. So these are the settings for it because it's a narrowband filter. Right, so we click OK, and we leave SPCC to run and do its thing. The next thing that I'm going to do now is just to sharpen the image up a little bit. So we're going to use scripts, Python scripts, processing, and cosmic clarity sharpen. Right, I usually just select both for both the stellar and non-stellar. Stellar amount, I leave it in most instances like around 50%, and the non-stellar amount, I bump that up maybe to about, maybe about 80 to 90. Stellar strength sometimes, depending on the images, anywhere between 2 or 3. And yeah, and that's it. We just click on apply, and it's now going to run the cosmic clarity sharpening. Alright, so the cosmic clarity sharpening has been completed, and I think it looks pretty good, so we can close this off now. And now it's time to get to the meat of the matter, to the exciting part, which is using Veralux Silentium. So, of course, to begin using Veralux Silentium, we must first have it installed. So we go to the hamburger menu to the top right, and we select Preferences and Scripts, and you can see I have it here, Veralux Silentium. We click on the check mark. If you see yours like this, you just basically click on it to enable it, and you click apply, and Veralux Silentium will now be installed on your computer inside of Siril. You also have the option of going to Scripts, Get Scripts, and it takes you to the very same location. Right, so I already have it installed, and what I like to do now, remember I had the image with the channels on link, so I'm going to link it. Right, so it gets back to it what I consider is proper state, and then now we can go to Script, Python Scripts, Veralux, and as you can see, Veralux has its own sub menu inside of Siril with all of the other Veralux suite of products. Some of them I would have already done videos on them, and definitely much more to come. And in this instance, for today, we click on Veralux Silentium. Okay, so Veralux Silentium has been launched. Let's just maximize it for a better view. And the first thing that we met with is this red moving box, which allows us to select a particular area, sort of like a region of interest that we want to see, and zoom in and to get the details while we're making the changes on the Silentium settings. So I'm just going to click on this particular area right here. Alright, it's going to start computing. This is going to take a little while, and then we're allowed to zoom in that particular area to see exactly what we're going to do now. So on the left hand side, these are all of the settings, the Silentium core, the noise intensity, as the name suggests. This now allows you to reduce, by moving it on the right hand side, it's going to reduce the amount of noise that you have in your image. If I move this up, and of course, as you can see, I have a pretty noisy image, intentional. Alright, so I'm actually going to bump it up pretty high. Alright, so you can see the significant change. Alright, and of course, if you hold the space bar, you can see a before and after. Oh yeah, definitely seeing a difference. So this is before, and if I release the space bar, this is after. Much smoother. Alright, the detail guard protects the details, especially within the more finer details of the image. So I'm going to bring this up a bit as well, actually quite a lot. I want to protect as much detail as possible. Again, it's going to do its thing, and the image, let's click on the spacebar once more. Alright, so you're not going to see it, of course, as the image is pretty noisy, but yes, some detail has been brought back into the image. Adaptive noise model, we more or less don't touch this. Chromanon's color noise, of course, as the name suggests, is going to remove a lot of the color noise in your image. Right now the default is at 30%. I'm just going to bump this up again to move any color noise in the image. And again, I am actually intentionally going extreme. 1, so you can see the significant change happening in the image, and 2, this is a pretty noisy image, so I need to have more than usual adjustments being made. Next, we have the deep space smoothness shadows. Of course, sometimes when you're making these noise adjustments, the image at sometimes begins to get a little bit flat and smooth. So to bring back some of the detail again, so we can bump this up as well. Right, and yeah, you can, I'm not sure if you saw the difference there, but let me just slide it back down so you can see the difference here. So if you look within this area, it looks a little bit flat, and then as I brought it all the way up, let's go to 90 and see the difference. Yes, you can definitely see the difference there. Star field handling, we have use find star for star protection. This is what basically protects the stars while doing the denoising process. And auto starless detection, as you can see from my image, I actually kept the stars in the image while doing the denoising process. I know a lot of people, they remove the stars and then go through the denoising, and what I like about Veralux Silentium is that with this feature, you can keep the stars in the image, make adjustments to the denoising, and your stars will not be affected in any way. Right, so once you've applied the settings that you're comfortable with, once that you like, you can click process, but of course you can click anywhere on the image to zoom back out to remove the region of interest. Right, we're going to give it a few seconds to load, and then the image will come back to its full view. Right, so the image has been restored to its full view. Now, I know the image looks really muddled, and some people might even say it looks mucky, but trust me, this is just how it looks inside of here. But when you actually process, when you click on process, you're actually going to get a really good view, a really good application of the Veralux Silentium denoise happening. So we click on process. Alright, so Veralux Silentium is complete, and as I mentioned, it doesn't look anything like what that preview looked like. So let's zoom in and let's do a before and after. So if you click on the back arrow, you can get an idea as to how the image looked before. Oh yeah, a lot more noisy. Let's zoom back out. See, a lot more noisy, and if we go forward, it did a pretty good job removing a significant amount of the noise. So let's zoom out and do a before and after. So this was before, and this is after. In my opinion, I think it did a pretty good job. And again, keep in mind, the image has not been stretched. This is just a visual representation of how the image will look. This is just a visual representation of the auto stretch. So if you go back to linear, right, you won't see anything, and thereafter you can now use Veralux hypermetric stretch to stretch your image just the way that you like it. So let me know in the comments down below what you think. Would you begin using Veralux Silentium, or do you still prefer AI tools? Drop some comments down below. All I want to see in that comment box is Silentium or AI tools. Also, the Astro Island channel is coming along really well, so thank each and every one of you for your continued support. As always, don't forget to like the videos, subscribe to the channel, and you can also join me over on Patreon, where we have lots of exclusive and exciting stuff happening over there. So of course, I close off by saying, it's not the size of your telescope that counts, it's how you use it. Bye for now, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you soon at Astro Island.